On a quiet afternoon in the fall of 1968, a U.S. Navy swift boat, PCF-3, was docked in the Vietnamese coastal city of Ha Tien, not far from the Cambodian border. Lieutenant Mike Bernice and his crew were enjoying a well-deserved break from the tedium of a long offshore patrol. As the men relaxed, a group of friendly Vietnamese approached, reporting that a team of Viet Cong tax collectors was extorting money and supplies a few miles away on the banks of a local canal. Because of its proximity to the politically sensitive Cambodian border, the canal had long been declared off-limits to American forces. Making a snap decision, Bernice gave orders to cast off. With its crew at battle stations, PCF-3 headed up the forbidden stream. A short time later, the swift boat rounded a bend, surprising the tax collectors as they went about their business. Stunned to see an American man-of-war on the prohibited waterway, the VC stood open-mouthed as Bernice swung into the attack. With 3 Viet Cong down and the others falling back in disarray, several men were put ashore to scoop up an assortment of weapons, ammunition, and documents. But the fight wasn't over yet. The enemy regrouped, returning in strength, in an attempt to drive the swift boat off their turf. For a brief, furious moment, the battle was rejoined as Bernice and his crew stood their ground. When the smoke cleared, 2 more Viet Cong were dead, and Mike Bernice was the undisputed master of the Vinh Te Canal. Returning to Ha Tien, the swift skipper found himself sailing straight into the center of a different kind of battle. Minutes after tying up, Bernice was ordered to headquarters in Saigon to face a possible court-martial. Called into the Admiral's office, the lieutenant was halfway through his report when a senior captain interrupted him, declaring that not even 100 dead Viet Cong were worth the life of a single American sailor. Turning on the officer, Bernice growled, "I won't accept any dead Americans, but 100 to 1, I'll take those odds any time."
The theory on the part of the staff was that he should be awarded a court-martial, but after I listened to his report and evaluated what he had contributed, both by his own kills and by virtue of having taught us that that canal was usable, I decided instead that we should award him a medal, and we redubbed the Vinh Te Canal Bernice Creek.
By the summer of 1964, the United States was well involved in an effort to support the beleaguered nation of South Vietnam in its struggle against a guerrilla insurgency from within and outright aggression from its communist neighbor to the north. Above the 17th parallel, the fledgling South Vietnamese Navy fought back, conducting pinprick naval raids along the communist coast with American-supplied Nasty-class patrol boats. It was shortly after one such raid that the American Destroyer Maddox entered the Gulf of Tonkin on a routine intelligence-gathering mission. For 2 days, the Maddox continued its patrol, but on the afternoon of August 2nd, 1964, the North Vietnamese Navy came out to fight. Following a series of controversial naval engagements, the die was cast, and the United States of America was at war in Vietnam.